You ever run into the problem where you've got a tree right on the border of your property and you wonder to yourself, who actually owns this? Is it my tree? Is it my neighbor's tree? Is it both of our tree? Hey, I'm Latham, Board Certified Master Arborist and Registered Consulting Arborist, and I want to simplify this a little bit because it's really not as complicated as you may think, but it requires some special knowledge. And so we're diving into the legal side of trees today. If you've ever been in a dispute with your neighbor or over a tree, or you're worried about damage caused by your neighbor's tree, or they're worried about damage caused by your trees, this is the video for you. Let's talk about ownership. Generally, a tree is considered the property of the landowner where the trunk is located. But what happens if the trunk is on both sides, if it's like straddling the property line or the fence line? Well, in most cases, the tree on the property line is considered a jointly owned or a shared use tree. And this means both owners kind of share equal responsibilities. This goes to, pruning, fertilization, etc., particularly for the parts of the tree that overhang each individual party's property. However, this can vary by local law, and so it's important to go ahead and go on your, if you're in Houston like me, check out Houston tree protection ordinances, and you'll see kind of some things. Realistically, your municipalities have dealt with this in the past. The second thing I want to talk about is responsibilities of the shared partners. So with shared ownership comes shared responsibilities. Now, both neighbors must agree on like major decisions like pruning big limbs off or removing the tree. However, if it's an immediate hazard, you got to do what you got to do. Go ahead and do that. Get rid of the tree, get rid of the branch that's threatening your property or your family. That's okay if it's on your side of the yard. Here's the catch though. If it does overhang your yard, you're actually allowed to do whatever you want within reason. Now, you're okay pruning them back to the property line as long as you don't harm the health of the tree. But here's the thing is if you prune that much out of a tree, let's say 30, 40, 50%, that can actually damage the tree. And so it's important that you stick with what we call ANSI A300 standards and ISA best management practices. Now, if you're in any industry, you typically have ANSI standards. These are American National Standards Institute. And these kind of govern the safety regulations, pruning standards, fertilization, kind of the best care practices for trees specifically. And some brilliant minds have come up with this. And it's changed and evolved over the years. It's fun to watch happen. But we've also got what's called the ISA Best Management Practices. ISA is the International Society of Arboriculture. And they've got one specific to pruning as well and deal with this in those. So whenever you're hiring a company to take care of your trees, make sure it's done right. You don't want to just go hire Joe Schmo off the streets, your door knockers that'll cut your trees for $100 or whatever. You want to get a professional in there that really knows their industry and knows the standards involved. If you can't resolve the issue, you may actually need to consider mediation or even taking legal action. For example, if your tree's roots are damaging your driveway, you could potentially sue for damages, but only after proving the neighbor's negligence. Similarly, if tree has parts that are threatening your home, property, or family, this too is reason enough to pursue formal communications with your neighbor. And it usually starts with a guy like me. Usually you're not going to go in and just sue your neighbor just because of it. Before taking this step, what you want to do is you want to talk to a consulting arborist like myself. We often mediate all the time between neighbors, informing each party of the objective facts regarding the tree so we can all make a good informed decision together. And if all else fails, you want to reach out to a good solid attorney who specializes in property or land rights. Trees are incredible assets and bring immeasurable beauty to our landscapes, but they can also create legal headaches if we're not careful. So it's important to plan accordingly. And by understanding your rights and responsibilities, you can keep the peace with your neighbors, have great trees, and protect your property all at once. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, give us a thumbs up and share this with all your cool friends. That's really going to help us push this out there because realistically, a lot of people are going to have to deal with this at some point in their life. And of course, subscribe for more great tree tips. Hey, and if you've got questions about your trees in the law, drop us a comment down below or hit us up on the web at arboristondemand.org. Thanks again for watching. We'll see ya.